everyone and welcome to Marvel Zombies, a Zombicide game by CMON Games, and today we're going to be taking a look at the tutorial mission for the zombie mode where you play as the zombies devouring shield agents and persons of interest that you can find. Just learning how to play. Don't treat this video as a how to play because I'm learning as well. You can learn along with me by all means, but I'm not an expert at Zombicide. I only played the original many years ago, so it's been a while. Although Marvel Zombies is different enough that it does warn you not to go in with anticipating that you know everything if you have played a previous version of Zombicide, because it is very different when you're the one devouring people. So although I'm playing solo, the game does suggest you have to use 4 heroes minimum. If you use less than that, you're making it very difficult on yourself. So I painted up 4 heroes, four zombie heroes, that you can see on the starting location for the tutorial, which just uses 2 tiles. It's not going to be super long or anything like that. We'll take our time for the first couple turns, then speed up. At least that's my plan. And we'll go over the stat cards and whatnot as well. I just noticed this has been knocked out of position. Here we go. But we're using Zombie Hulk, Zombie Captain Marvel, Zombie Deadpool, and Zombie Captain America for the tutorial. And no matter how many people or how many humans you have, 4 is the minimum suggested, 6 is the max. Later missions have additional spawn points you only use if you're using 5 or 6 zombie heroes, regardless of the number of actual human players. But I'll just be using all 4, which might also lead to a little bit of forgetting stuff, because I've got to cover 4 characters and their special powers. We'll talk about the specifics of the mission after we get a better look at the anatomy of a card. Alright, so here we have a better look at least Hulk and Deadpool's cards. So these are the boards you play on. These are just activation tokens. Once you've activated them, you flip them, and then during a turn coming back around to you, you're supposed to flip them. They're just for your own benefit to try and remember who's acted and who hasn't. This is their health bar. It relates to the top right of their actual card. They all start at 5 health. They hit the skull, they die. And this is the hunger bar that starts at 0. If it gets to 4, they become ravenous. We'll cover all this as we actually play what that means. Every zombie has a basic devour attack. They have a unique attack. For instance, Hulk has Smash, Deadpool has dual katanas, Captain America has his vibranium shield. You start in the blue part of your XP bar as you kill you're not killing zombies. As you devour humans, you gain XP, which ticks along this bar here, and as it changes colour, more enemies and harder enemies will spawn. But you also get access to stronger abilities listed here. They all start with their blue ability. When they all hit yellow, they all get an extra action. Normally you can only do 3 things per zombie hero, but that lets you do 4. And then the other skills you get are more unique to each hero. So for instance, Hulk has strongest 1 there is. Enemies have -1 toughness, that's essentially health to a minimum of 1. Unless he's using Thunderclap, which is a later ability, you can re-roll your dice. Deadpool, adapting to the hunger. Once during your turn you can increase hunger to draw 1 zombie trait. We'll do that in the tutorial, so we'll see that then. And then if I come over here to the other side of the camera, I know you can't quite fully see Captain Marvel's card, but she starts with Energy Blast. Each time you attack with Mighty Punches, which is just her basic attack, you may eliminate 1 trooper or specialist in your zone, so she just gets a free additional kill. Captain America's got Shield Block. Each time enemies attack your zone, before assigning wounds, roll 1 die for each wound, and on a 5+, you utterly ignore it. So he's a little bit of a more defensive zombie. So that covers the 4 characters being used today. I might get the other 2 painted up, that's Wasp and Iron Man, so we can maybe swap in a hero if someone's not to our taste. But for now at least, let's take a look at the tutorial. So the tutorial is called Growing Hunger, and the little blurb suggests that it's easy, 25 minutes roughly to do. Once the infection takes you, there's no coming back. All you can do is accept this new existence, accept this perpetual need to eat. If you let it go too long, then the hunger leads to uncontrollable madness. We don't want to eat them, but we need to be able to think, to figure this out. Maybe just 1 or 2, then we can formulate a plan. Yeah, just a couple to keep the hunger at bay. So our objectives for the tutorial is to devour all bystanders. I've randomly shuffled and selected from the bystander deck. There's 1 here, 1 there. However, there's a locked blue door here, and we can't open that unless we have the blue key card, which is in this building, which you just open a normal red door here. So we need to get that key card, we need to devour the bystander in there, we need to break our way into Oscorp, devour the bystander in there, just so they get their heads straight, and then get to the exit here with all zombies. Zombie heroes, that is. The special rule is called Lockdown. That's just as I explained, the blue door there being locked. We'll go through the way a turn works just by playing, but essentially we act, and then they're not zombies, humans act, the enemies, let's just call them enemies. The enemies act, then enemies spawn from spawn zones. You start at the spawn zone marked number 1 and go clockwise. If you burst into a building, every square that has an exclamation mark, so for instance here and here, for this building, you do a spawn card. It suggests you start with the one furthest from where you entered and go forward. I don't know why it suggests that, but it does in the rules. And yeah, that covers it. So the missions vary in complexity and number of tiles. It can go up to like 8 tiles or maybe 10. So they can definitely last a while. The rulebook does also come with a mode where you can play as the non-zombie humans, but you need the zombie enemies from the X-Men expansion that's coming out in Wave 2. Now technically, if you don't mind that they're not actually zombies, you could just use the shield agents and actually play as the human heroes. So it is an option. But anyway, let's jump into turn 1 and play this out. So in order to better show you the models, I'm going to stay kind of more zoomed in on the table. You'll just have to trust that I'm moving stuff where it should be on the player boards, because I don't really want a super pulled back shot. But when we begin the game, the very first part of the player phase, which is the first part of a turn, is increase hunger tracks. So everybody goes up to 1 hunger, because they all started at 0, so I'm just quickly doing that. Hunger gives you extra dice for your attacks, but if you get to level 4 you become ravenous. We'll cover that F/when it happens. But that happens first. You refresh activation tokens. This is turn 1, we don't need to do that. Then you activate zombie heroes. We have 4 of them. They can each do 3 things. That's moving, attacking, interacting with an objective, opening a door. I'm sure there's other stuff I'm forgetting. But for this tutorial, that's the 3 main things. And if they're ravenous, they're limited to what they can do. But we'll just get started. I'll have to do a lot of pausing to double check rules. I'm definitely busting through this door turn 1, for instance, so we need to work out what happens when that occurs. But you know what, let's start with a new mechanic to this version of Zombicide. Let's activate Deadpool first. So he's here, and as a free action with his adapting to the hunger, he can let his hunger get even 1 higher to draw a zombie trait card. So I'm going to do that, because it's a free action as far as I can tell. I've already shuffled a deck up here, which is the zombie trait deck, and you can have only 2 maximum. I think they're all benefits. Insatiable. Let's see. Discard after attacking and increase hunger. Reroll any die. Okay, so I'm just going to slot. There's 2 slots on their boards for holding those. There's also 1 slot for when you devour a bystander, because you gain a power from eating bystanders. If you ever eat another one with the same character, you have to overwrite the one you have. So now we're allowed to do actions. I'm going to go here for 1. As per normal Zombicide, you can tell where movement happens because, well, for one, rooms are segmented in buildings, and the roads are segmented by crosswalks. So that's 1 move, 1 action. There's 2 moves for 2 actions. His third action is going to be to bust this door down, which means we immediately need to pause to look up how to handle doing this. I think this room only has 1 exclamation mark. Yeah, because the bystander room doesn't. But I'll double check how we do it to try and make sure everything's right. Though keep in mind, playing 4 characters by myself, mistakes are likely. They're not on purpose, but I'll try and keep them to a minimum. Alright, zoomed in even more. It's time to see what's in there. Opening a closed building for the first time reveals all enemies and all bystanders inside. A single building extends to all rooms connected by openings, sometimes straddling several tiles. A tile is like 1 player board. Closed doors create separations between buildings. Enemies waiting in the building only spawn in the zones marked with exclamation marks. Draw and resolve 1 spawn card for each of these zones, one after the other. And again, I don't know why it suggests this, but it suggests do furthest away first. There's only 1 here, so we only need 1 spawn card. I've pre-shuffled this deck, so that would go there. We also get to reveal which bystander is hiding in this building. But let's take a look at this. It is Sidearm Troopers Open Fire. Oh no, it's a special one. All troopers perform 1 sidearm attack, attacking only zombie heroes. There is none on the board. I'm not sure if you draw another card in this situation. I'm gonna, just so we can see the spawn mechanic. There we go. So, because we're only in the blue XP, 4 normal troopers, which I can just quickly grab. Just trying to get a mix of the different miniatures here. There's 4 troopers in that room. There's also a bystander that we need to eat. It's Thunderbolt Ross. Oh, we need Hulk to eat him. So he gives a benefit if he gets devoured. I'm going to need to go look out his miniature. He's also an attacking type bystander, which means he's not going to try and run away. He's going to stand and fight. Bystanders can only be killed by Devour attacks, and they're lost on the target priority, so basically if there's anyone else on their tile, you can't attack them. So, but there's no one with them. So I'll look at his miniature. I'll keep his card to one side because we'll need it once someone kills him. And it's still my turn, so we still get to carry on. Alright, Thunderbolt Ross is on the field. Now, unfortunately, even though I have Captain America who's got a shield he can throw and Captain Marvel can fire energy beams, none of these four have ranged on their special attacks, and Devour's point blank as well. So that limits what I can do this turn. Deadpool's done, he has to stay in this tile, but we'll just move him to one side. Hulk is going to move twice, 1, 2, to wait here as well. Steve is going to do the same, 1, 2, and Captain Marvel is going to do the same. I don't want to walk in there because then they all get smacked, at least if I keep them all on the same tile. When I have to distribute any wounds that the shield agents are about to do to me, I can pick who takes the damage. It doesn't mean I don't really get to do anything this turn, which is not great. But the other three might as well draw trait cards, because there's nothing else for them to do. So I'm going to do that. Starting with the Hulk, he gets Hunger Sprint. Discard when moving, increase hunger by any amount to move that many additional zones. Okay. Let's give this one to Captain Marvel. Rotten Strength. Discard before attacking and increase hunger. Enemies suffer -1 toughness to a minimum of 1. Against basic shield troopers, not relevant at all. But a superhero might turn up. And then Steve. Ambush. Oh no, I didn't realise there was bad ones. Well, I thought there was negative ones, but not ones that spawn enemies. Spawn one trooper in your zone, then draw another card. Well, that's a problem. So now there's one lowly shield agent amongst the zombies. He's going to do great. And then draw another card, it said. Gorge, sorry. Discard after devouring a guard or superhero to heal 1 wound. That's pretty good for Captain America. Now, unfortunately, I did his turn last, which means I can't take advantage and have someone else like undo their turn. I'll play it as I did it. So that ends my turn, which means we move into the enemy turn, I think. Let me just double check that. There's a lovely cheat sheet at the back of the rules. I think it is. So enemy phase, you activate enemies. If there's a zombie hero in their tile, they will attack. If there isn't, they will move. They can't do both. Specialists can and heroes can, but normal grunts and guards can't. So he's going to attack the square for 1 damage. We have to roll 1 die to see if Captain America blocks it on a 5 or a 6. I'll just roll 1 die here. Ha! He actually blocked it with his shield. Nice! Unfortunately, then all these shield agents come out to play. They don't attack this turn, but you add 1 to the amount of actions you need to leave a square based on the number of enemies. So currently they can't leave, they're going to have to start murdering. Thunderbolt Ross is an aggressive bystander, so he is coming out to play as well, but he only moves 1, and we'll move to that door there. I believe that ends the attacking phase. So now we go to the spawn phase. There's 2 spawn locations in the tutorial. We have to spawn. Yep. Starting with the number 1. So it's right here. That is going to... Oh no. It's going to be 1 superhero. Hang on a second, we'll cover that in a minute. The other one is 3 specialists. They're essentially the runner zombies. So let's just put 3 runners on the square. They're just out of line of sight, but they're just down where we started, which is nasty because they move fast. So 1 superhero. I haven't had time to paint up any of the non-zombie superheroes yet. There's a deck of them here. I'm just going to pick one at random. Let's just pick this one. Spider-Man's shown up. He has toughness 4, which is also how much XP he's worth. So I'm going to have to look at his miniature now. Spawns in the closest zone with a zombie hero. So I think that means he doesn't spawn there. He actually does just appear right on them. So I'll be back in a second. So it rolls back around to my turn now. Well, sorry, there would be an end phase. There's nothing that happens here. But it comes around to my turn. We activate or flip or activate tokens. Everyone's hunger goes up by 1. So that's Deadpool at 3. Everyone else is at 2. And we're going to have to start fighting because there's a mess in this tile now. Now it's important to mention you always have to pay attention to target priority. Because Spider-Man showed up, he is the first one attacked. No matter what I do, he has to be the one attacked. So we're going to have to do that. Devour only ever takes out 1 target if you choose to do it to get rid of your hunger. Or, you know, to stop yourself becoming hungry and ravenous. But if you do your normal attack, you can spill wounds over. He has 4, which is kind of nasty. I think I'm going to start with Captain Marvel this turn, because she can kill a free grunt with Energy Blast if she does Mighty Punches. So let's do that. Normally it's a range 0, 2 dice, you need 3 pluses to land. However, she's got Hunger 2, so she's actually rolling 4. Now I'm not really going to be able to fit in the... Actually, if I put the dice tray here, kind of, just for the sake of rolling. So this is against Spider-Man. We need 3 pluses. And she actually rolled exceptionally well and just took him out. He doesn't get a defense. So she just took him out. Energy Blast also means she gets to just kill a trooper. So the Spider-Man is gone. So is a trooper, and that's 1 action, and that gives her 5 XP in total. Spider-Man's worth equal to his health, so that's 4, and the trooper's worth 1. So let me just move her XP bar up, because otherwise I'll forget if I don't do it right now. Which is both good and bad, because more enemies spawn as you get stronger. So for her next action, let's just do another Mighty Punches. She's going to be really good at clearing this square. So she's still rolling 4 dice again. Troopers only have 1 health, so if these are all 3 pluses, she just wipes the tile. Nope, spoke too soon. So she killed 3. Oh, worth mentioning, on these dice, the 1 is a teeth marker like that. Those increase your hunger if you roll them. So she got 3 of them though, that's pretty good. So boop, boop, and boop. 3 more troopers down. Unfortunately, that also puts her in the yellow zone. 1, 2, 3, because that's her at 8. Which means she has an extra action now. I don't remember if it automatically applies immediately or on the next turn. Because if it does apply now, that means she has 2 actions left. For this action, you know, just to show it off, let's do a Devour for her 3rd action. So normally that's just a single die, but we add on 2. Because she's hungry, kinda. And it's a 4+, so straight 50-50 shot. She's going to try and eat that last shield agent. Eat him. She did, on a Devour attack, if you roll any 1s, which I did, you ignore them for the purposes of increasing your hunger. She eats that poor sod, goes down to 0 hunger, gains 1 more XP, taking her to 9. She's getting way too much too quickly, I always do this. I remember this from the original Zombicide. But she clears the tile, so her turn, she might have 1 action left. I'm not sure if that immediately applies. I'll say it doesn't, but if I'm wrong, by all means correct me. I don't quite remember. Let me have a think about who I want to eat General Ross with. Alright, I've thought of a fun little play here with Hulk. I'm going to use that hunger sprint, not because I have to, but because I want him to be hungrier, if possible. So discard when moving, increase hunger by any amount to move that many additional zones. I can presumably do this and not actually move the extra zone. It just gives me the ability to do so. I'm using 1 action to move into here with General Ross. He and Hulk have a history of sorts. And I'm going to Devour him, because you can only do a Devour attack on a bystander. No other attack will kill them. So Hulk is, well, it's always 1 base die for Devour. He's throwing in 3 extra for his hunger. And it's just as long as we get 1 50-50 in our favour, General Ross is eaten. Yep, we did. We got 2, in fact. What that last die would have been doesn't matter. So, General Ross, nom nom nom, and that means Hulk gains this card, so he gains Thunderbolt Ross's ability. Once during your turn, you may increase hunger to push all enemies in your zone into an adjacent zone. That's a pretty powerful ability. He has 1 action left. Oh, and he gains... I think civilians are just worth 1 XP as well. I'll need to double check that between takes. He's got 1 action left. Let's see here. 1, 2... He's going to walk back outside and help defend the door. So that's his turn done. I'm just going to flip his activate token. We'll go with Captain... No, I think I should go with Deadpool and help up. But Deadpool needs to eat somebody. That's the problem. No, I'll go with Captain America. 1 action, 2 action. 3rd action is to use the objective, find the blue keycard. There's a red keycard on the other side. That immediately gives him 5 XP and also means we can now open the door into Oscorp. I'm just going to tick up his XP. 5 XP, only to the person who finds it, although there is a couple of missions where it shares out XP. Deadpool, let's see. 1, 2. They're going to move 2, so they're going to move there. I think he's just going to wait. It means he's going to be ravenous next turn. But that means we can show off that mechanic. Yeah, let's do that. So for the first part of the enemy phase, any enemies on the board activate. Specialists are fast, they move 2, or move and attack as the case may be, but 1, 2 because they can't currently attack. So they are running after the zombies. Can't do anything else with their turn, there's no one else on the board, so we go straight to spawning, starting with the point behind them. No more superheroes please. Okay, so because Captain Marvel is in yellow XP, we have to go by that. So it's 6 of the bog standard troopers right there, and then the other spawn down where the specialists appeared. Oh, 2 of them spawn plus specialist airdrop. If drawn during the enemy phase, yes, instead of spawning as usual, for each zombie hero, spawn 1 specialist in their zone. Ah, that's scary. Alright, so 1 specialist in each of their zone. Is it per hero or just per zone? Hang on. For each hero. Okay. Or zombie hero. So I'm actually going to need to look out 1 more specialist then, because there needs to be a 3rd one right here, because they spawn like that instead of on the board. I'll get those troopers looked out as well. So there's a good example of just how quickly you can suddenly get spawned by tons and tons of enemies, although the difference compared to normal Zombicide is these heroes can really fight back. Well, zombie heroes that is. So everyone's hunger goes up. Oh, I forgot to lower Hulk's when he ate General Ross, so he's to 1. Deadpool is ravenous. Captain America's at 3 of 4, and Captain Marvel's only at 1 as well because she ate one of the SHIELD agents. So we have a lot of people to deal with. Let's start with Captain America because he's by himself, and I think he'll devour. He'll devour that SHIELD agent. Why not? So 1 base attack, but he's hunger 3, so that's 3 more dice. Again, I'll try and put it where you can see it. We just need 1 4+. We got a bunch. We did get a ravenous or a hunger, but that doesn't apply when you're eating somebody. That's 1 more XP for him as well. He's 1 away from an extra action. And you are out of there. So that was 1 action. That was 2. 3rd action, he's coming out here to defend them with his vibranium shield. So he is done. I'm coming around the other side of the camera now. Although I'm going to have to go back to roll more dice. So Deadpool, ravenous. He's only allowed to move or devour. He can't do anything else. It's still 1 action if he devours, but you can only ever kill 1 person max with it, no wounds spill over. So he would be rolling a lot of dice as well. Let's go with Captain Marvel first. Because if I did 1 Mighty Punches, she'd get a free kill with another one thanks to her Energy Blast. She could open the door for 2, and then she has an extra action, so even though it would cost her 1 extra to leave the square, she still could. Although that's going to spawn the building as well, which is scary. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? I guess we'll find out. I think that's what I'm going to do. So she'll Mighty Punches, 2 dice normally, up to 3 because she's at hunger level 1. She's just hitting the tile. Specialists, well, if there were specialists and troopers, the specialists would be hit after the troopers. 3s. She only got 2, but that's fine. They only have 1 wound anyway, which is the perfect amount. So she killed 2. We'll start going quicker after this turn incidentally, rather than explaining everything. So that's her up to 11 XP with the 2 she got there. She'll open the door for her 2nd action using the key card that we got. And that immediately, I think that interrupts her turn to search the rooms now. So let's just quickly do that. There's 2 exclamation marks. 2 spawn cards, starting with the one furthest away. That's going to be 2 specialists in the top right room. And the other room closest to the door. Extra activation, 1 extra activation for all guards. There's no guards on the table, so I'm going to assume that's, well, again, I don't know if you would draw another card or not. You know what, while I'm spawning the specialist, I'll have a quick look. Alright, so page 17 of the rulebook, extra activation cards. When a player draws an extra activation card, instead of spawning new enemies, all enemies of the listed type immediately activate, performing their actions as usual. No further text saying if there's none of those enemy types, don't do anything or take another card. So I guess nothing happens. So we get kind of lucky there. I did also forget though, we have a bystander to spawn, because they're the other person we need to eat before we're allowed to leave. So whomst is this? Oh, Betty Ross, that's fitting. Okay, so it's General Ross's daughter. When moving, you may increase hunger to move. Okay, so she provides extra movement. I'll need to look at that mini as well. Totally forgot about that. She's the other objective. So, Did we forget anything else? No, I think that covered it. The 2 specialists are there, so which means I shouldn't have drawn another spawn card earlier. It does seem like you just discard it and you kind of get lucky. But Captain Marvel's using her 2 remaining actions to move inside the building here. It costs 1 extra because there's still a specialist alive. But I'll go look out Betty's miniature real quick. Alright, Betty's on the board. Let's go with Deadpool. He is rolling basically all the dice. He just needs 1 4+ to cure his Ravenous and then be able to do other stuff. Yeah, he's fine. Hopefully that is... Well, actually, he's only barely fine. He only got 1. Although I think there would have been 1 other die, because he is... Oh no, yeah, that is the right number. In fact, no. I rolled 1 too many. We'll take the 1 in 5 chance. So he eats, devours the runner, specialist, sorry, gains 1 XP, loses all his hunger, which unfortunately makes him not so great at combat now. But he's still got 2 actions, and he's allowed to move freely now. Captain America's in for a world of hurt, unfortunately. Action number 2. I'm going to move in here. Action number 3. I think he's going to stay, because Betty is a non-combative type of bystander, so she's going to try and run. There's literally no way out of the room she spawned in other than going through the zombies, so she's going to stay still, as far as I can tell. So I think we'll call that good for Deadpool. We just have Hulk left. He could technically... he's only got 1 hunger. You know what? I totally forgot about the energy blast on Captain Marvel. That means the... Does it only kill troopers? No, it does kill specialists as well. You may. Okay, it's optional. I didn't have to kill the last one that I made Deadpool. You can pick, so that's fine. Alright, well... I kind of want Hulk to stay there to help Captain America, but it feels like such a waste of his turn. Because they're going to get swarmed, and the 3 specialists are going to get a chance to attack. That's the problem. And if Captain America gets ganked by all those shield agents, it is potentially possible he'll die. He could block 1 or 2 of the hits, mind you. That's the tough decision, isn't it? I could make Hulk move down to the specialists and then fight them, which means the specialists will attack him. He's got a fair chance. They've only got 1 wound, right? Specialists have 1 wound? Yeah, 2 actions but 1 wound, and he would have reduced it to 1 anyway. Yeah, we'll do that. Hulk, move down here for 1. He shall do a smash. 3 dice normally, 4 dice because of his hunger level, and it hits on 4 pluses. He didn't get a single 1, and he also increases his hunger again. That ruins the rest of my plan. He has 1 action left though, so I'll do it again with 1 extra die thrown in. Come on now, I kind of need you to actually land some hits here. There we go. Okay, killed all 3 of them. Nom nom nom. Hulk, eat. So that's 3 XP to the Hulk, putting him at 4. There we are. Unfortunately, he used up his entire turn though, which is not what I wanted. It goes to the enemy turn now. The shield agents aren't attacking this turn actually. I forgot about that. They only have 1 action, but they are blocking Captain America's ability to help escape. And all the zombie heroes that are alive need to get out. I think you fail if any of them die, but you could always just say, hey, as long as 1 gets out, you're okay. If you have like someone in reserves you could use. The specialists are moving and attacking because they have 2 actions. So I'll make Deadpool and Captain Marvel take 1 damage each, since we have no Captain America to defend us. Then we have to spawn, so we'll start with the number 1 spawn card. Ooh, we're getting 3 guards. Okay, they're scary. So 3 guards there, and then the other one. Oh no, Trooper Rush. Spawn then activate. Does it mean activate the ones that spawn or all of them? All of them would probably be ridiculously unfair, so I'm going to presume it just means the one that you spawn, because it says spawn then activate. So 6 of them are spawning way down off the left of your screen here. That means they're just going to move on to the square I started on, so I'll put them on there and we'll be back. Oh boy, this just got dangerous. Raising everyone's hunger. Deadpool's back to 1, Hulk's at 3, Captain Marvel's at 2, and Steve's at 1. Ooh, we need to get everybody out and we need to eat Betty. Otherwise we're not allowed to leave. So let's go with Captain Marvel, because she'll get a free kill. So she'll just do her our mighty punches. 2 dice base, 2 added on for hunger. Can I put this here and you'll see it? Yes. Now that I pull back the camera slightly. No ones and two. So actually she doesn't even need to use her free one because they only have one health, so sure. Her XP is getting a little too high is the problem. But she did kill both of them for one action, which puts her at 13, unlucky for some, XP. 13 XP. She has 3 actions left because she has a bonus one from leveling up. She'll move here for 2 and say hello to you, Betty Ross, I'm here to eat your face. She is rolling 3 dice and needs 1 4+. She got it. We ignore the 1 because it's a Devour attack. She gets the XP. Betty is dead and she gains that Betty Ross power, which was when moving you can increase hunger to move +1 zone. So that was, she attacked, she moved, she devoured, she only has her free action left. Can you only do it once? Yeah. She's going to increase her hunger to 1 so that she gets to move 2 zones. 1, 2. Just going to try and get out. That means Deadpool's kind of free to do whatever. If only he had a ranged attack. Because then he could help without having to get in there. He's rolling 3 dice on a 4+. Steve's rolling 2 dice on 3+ as a base. They're both getting 1 extra. Let's go with Deadpool first. I don't know if I'm doing this right. He's moving out here for 1 action. He is attacking with his katanas. So that is 3 dice base plus 1 for hunger. And he's looking for 4+. Okay, he killed 3 of them outright. Not bad. Didn't increase his hunger, gets 3 XP, taking him up to 4. XP just goes back down to 0 when you start a new map, incidentally. That leaves 3 on the tile. And he moved, he attacked. Yeah, I guess he'll attack again. I might use his Insatiable here to re-roll these dice if I don't get at least 3 4+. Yeah, we didn't. So let's use Insatiable, sorry. Discard after attacking, increase your hunger, re-roll any dice. Okay, so he's up to 2, and we're going to re-roll these. He only killed 2 more. That's annoying. So there's 1 left on the tile. 5, 6, and he's 1 away from getting an extra action as well. That's okay. His turn is done though, which means Steve's basically going to have to stay there as well. Actually, no, Hulk could as well. But I like Steve's ability to try and negate wounds. That's the problem. So we'll go with Hulk before Steve. Hulk will move 1. He will devour because his hunger is getting a little high, which means he's rolling 3. He's rolling 6 dice and just needs 1 4+. I think we're okay. Yep. Devoured. 5 XP. Hunger goes down to 0. He has 1 action left. He's getting inside Oscorp. I think Steve is just going to stay there. The alternative is I walk onto the tile with the guards. Guards have 2 toughness each, which is annoying. This clump of soldiers, not worried about. They're only going to get there this turn unless I draw a very unfortunate card. So, well, now it's going to happen now that I've said that. But the guards get... Oh, the guards only get 1 action as well, actually. So they're going to move on to this tile. So I just need to hit and run. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. I'm going to end my turn. So I'll end my turn. Guards only get 1 action. These 3 guards, walk, walk, walk. These 6 shield agents only get 1 action. Walk, walk, walk. There's no one else alive on the table, so we cut straight to the spawn points. Get this out of the way. Starting with the number 1 spawn point. It is 4 shield agents. Get that in a second. The other spawn point is a superhero. Okay, let's pull that now so I can look at their model as well. Who's next on the chopping block? We're not going to have to fight them, thankfully. Let's go with them. It's the Scarlet Witch. Zombie heroes in her zone must reroll all successful hits. Actually, it just says hits, so even if they're not successful, so it's kind of chaos, I guess. Alright, let's look at that. Alright, Wanda has spawned into the left of your screen. I'm just raising everyone's hunger. Deadpool's at 3, Hulk's at 1, Captain Marvel at 2, Steve at 2 as well. Now, Operation Get Out of Dodge. Who's got the most hunger out of Steve and Wade? Wade does. Let's go with Deadpool then. And let's just do his Joe Katana's attack. See how much damage we can do. If this... Actually, is this the best option? Yes. I think. Yes. Well... Yes. I've convinced myself. He's rolling 6 dice. And he's needing 4 pluses. So he did get a 1 there, unfortunately. But he did get 4 pluses. His hunger's up to ravenous, which is not good. But he has outright killed one of the guards. Are they worth 2 XP? Nope, they're just worth 1 as well. That gives him an extra action, so that's important. But he has to do a Devour attack now, unfortunately. He's rolling all the dice. He needs 2 4 pluses to eat a guard. He didn't get it. Oh no. He'll do it again. He's going to be stuck there. That's a big problem. He got him that time, but that is very unfortunate. So hang on, he normally attacked, he devoured. He has 1 action left, but he can't leave the square because there's a guard. And he's at 0 hunger now. Ah! Yep, that is a problem. He's going to get attacked by all those guards next turn. Captain Marvel's probably going to have to go help him then. Yeah, he's done for the turn because he can't leave the square. So Steve will just do Devour. Well, actually, we need 2 4 pluses. Yeah, he can afford to. 2 4 pluses, so 1 die base plus 2. Let's try it. Nope. I wonder if the wounds carry over from Devourers though. I don't actually know about that. I hope they do, because that was a fail. He's got 1 action left, although if he kills him he'll get enough XP that it doesn't matter, because he'll have an extra action. He got it there. I don't know if it carries over or not, though, is the problem. He actually would have had an extra 2 dice for that roll, because I rolled 2 hungers and he didn't manage to feed. But for now, I actually don't know. I don't know if you fail a Devour if the wound carries over on a 2 wound model, like if you do 1 successfully, or if it just kills them outright. Either way, though, he does have an extra action, which he's using to run away. Captain Marvel, she's coming back out, so 1, 2, because she needs to help Wade kill things, so they can both get out next turn. It's going to be messy, especially with Wanda there. Hulk's just going to get out, I think. He's just going to go 1, 2, spend an action. Oh, sorry, it's not quite on camera. But he's at the exit. It costs an action to leave, but he's just leaving. So Hulk is safe. We get an enemy turn, and unfortunately, they all swarm like so. And if we draw a card that makes the troopers get an action, they're just dead. There's no way to save them, sadly. Wanda gets 2 actions, but it's going to be move to come over here. And then we spawn. Yeah. If either of these give troopers a free action, I've actually failed. Superhero. Okay. And then the other one. Oh, what's this? Escorted bystander. Spawn 1 bystander plus guards. I don't actually know if you're allowed to do this during the tutorial, because it spawns a bystander, and one of the criteria for winning the mission is devour all bystanders. So if 1 extra spawns, I don't know if that means you now can't leave until he's also gone. But it would be a random bystander plus 2 guards that spawn way down where I can't get to. We're going to ignore that for the purposes of the tutorial, because again, I'm not sure if you can even do it. But we still have to get out of this mess. Oh, and I need to spawn another superhero. Hang on a second, let's go for this one. Doctor Strange, that's fine, I guess. Acts as a spawn point during each enemy phase. Okay, that's scary. So this is probably going to be the last turn no matter what happens. Captain Marvel's at 3 hunger, Deadpool's back at 1, so is Steve. Steve's just leaving. So 1, 2, out of there. It comes down to, can I get these 2 out alive? And it's down to Captain Marvel throwing some mighty punches with energy blasts thrown in. 2 dice base, but she's at hunger 3. Oh, but if she gets ravenous, that's going to be terrible. But this first attack could kill most of the people on her base, because it's 3 pluses. So let's try that. Plus she gets a free kill with energy blast. She rolled 1 devour, 1 hunger, sorry. She killed 4. Let's go through that first. Killed 4, killed an extra 1 because of energy blast, so she killed 5, taking her up to 19. Oh, that puts her in orange. Oh no. Well, that means she gets a new power. What is it? Danvers Special. Once per turn, you can spend 1 action to move up to 2 zones, ignoring enemies into a zone containing enemies, then do 1 free Mighty Punch. Okay. Unfortunately, she's ravenous. She has 3 actions left because of her bonus 1. So she has to do a devour. So that's 1 plus 4 dice. That's 5 dice, and she just needs 1 4 plus. Yeah, that would have been a fantastic roll. So she eats someone. 1 more XP. Back down to 0 hunger. She's got 2 actions left, but 0 hunger. Right, to put this in my favour, I'm going to use her Rotten Strength. This is purely to give me more dice. Oh, can't get the card. There we are. So discard before attacking, because I'm going to attack as her third of 4 actions. And increase hunger. Enemies suffer -1 toughness to a minimum of 1. That's just to give her 3 dice instead of 4. And it is 3 pluses. Okay, she killed 2. And raised hunger by 1. Not good. So that means she's at 22 XP. It means she has 1 action left, and you can't split actions as far as I'm aware. Like, I can't sit on her 1 action and then run away. Actually, maybe you can. I don't think you can. I'm going to double check. No, sadly, it seems like you cannot. So, I'm just going to do her free action from leveling up to attack the tile, letting Wade get out of there. 3 pluses with Mighty Punch. Yep, easily. So that's 2 more killed. She's leveling up way too fast. But that's not going to matter. I don't think she can get out, which again would normally mean you fail. Wade can get out. He can go 1, 2, 3. He can't actually leave the map until next turn. But he's safe. It's just Carol that isn't. So that's my turn. Doctor Strange moves in, attacks her. Wanda moves in, attacks her. So she's on 2 health remaining. And we would get spawned. It's probably not going to matter. But let's see, it's orange one. So this would be 7 on that tile there. And all troopers gain 1 extra activation. So maybe it would matter. Does that happen on their next turn? I'm going to have to check. That was page 17 or 18. When a player draws an extra activation card, instead of spawning new enemies, all enemies of the listed type immediately activate. So because that was spawned second then, that means that 7 troopers are also on this tile with her, huh? Yeah, I think that means she's not getting out alive. There's 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, let me look at this and see if there's any possible way out. Yeah, so looking at Carol's options here, I don't think so, because she has to attack the heroes. She isn't allowed to ignore them. If the other heroes had stuck around to help her get out, obviously that would have worked, but also would have taken forever. I'm actually surprised how long this ended up taking. Wade's getting off the map. We'll try for Captain Marvel. She's up to hunger 3, so if I do a basic attack, she's definitely going to have to do a devour afterwards. But sure, we'll roll 5 dice. It has to go against one of the superheroes. They both have 3 health. We'll just say Doctor Strange, Wanda. Oh, I need to reroll all my dice regardless, right? So we'll just immediately just reroll because of her ability. And we did indeed kill her. So we get 3 XP for doing that, not that it'll matter. And then we have to fight Doctor Strange. We didn't actually get any hunger, so I have to roll the same dice. Oh, and I can kill 1 for free, thanks to Mighty Punches. So that was what? That was 4 more XP. This might matter, so that takes her to 28. And another Mighty Punches, this time hitting Doctor Strange. Sadly not enough to kill him. He takes 2 wounds and our hunger maxes out. But we kill a free one because of the energy blast. Then she has to do a Devour as her third action. So that's 5 dice again. Just need 1 4+ to finish off Doctor Strange. He has been finished off. She has eaten him for 3 more XP, taking her to 32. There we are. She has 1 action left, but she's not got any hunger. So she can't live. What's the maximum she can beat with this attack? She can do 2 + 1 free. She's taken 2 wounds. Yeah, there's no way to live. We'll roll anyway. Danvers special. And she rolled a 1 and a 2 anyway. So she doesn't even get to do the free kill. It rolls around to the enemy's turn, they do 4 damage to her and she dies. So unfortunately that would normally mean you fail because you lost one of your zombie heroes. Actually, maybe the tutorial doesn't even have that criteria. Let's have a little look. Let's see. Escape via the exit with all zombie heroes. Any zombie hero may leave through the zone for a free... Oh, it's a free action, not an actual action. As long as there's no enemies on it, which there wasn't. But it does say you have to exit with all zombie heroes, so that is going to technically be a loss, but it was just the tutorial. It took a lot longer than I thought it would. So that was it for a little look at Marvel Zombies, the tutorial mission. The next one is called The Hunger. It also estimates being roughly 25 minutes, which probably means it will take me like 40. It uses 4 tiles instead of 2, has you doing similar stuff. If you want to see more, do let me know in the comments, along with anything else I may have missed or done incorrectly there. I was a little unclear on with the rules, but I think for the most part it was hopefully done as it should be. Whether you gain the extra action instantly on a turn in which you level up is the biggest thing I wasn't sure about. I'm not sure how it worked in previous Zombicides either. But we can definitely carry on, just whether we win or lose, just carry on to the next one, see what happens, and see how they play out, more or less. I'll try and get the other zombie heroes painted up in the new year, so we can maybe swap out someone, try them. I wonder if Wasp and Iron Man are the ones with ranged attacks, because that's what this setup's missing. It's missing someone with a ranged attack, which is really, really helpful. But yeah, it's very fun. It took a lot longer than I thought. If I was just going, like if you're playing without narrating what you're doing, it would obviously be quicker as well. But yeah, you get overwhelmed real fast. But I guess that's Zombicide in a nutshell. Let me know if you want to see more, and if you want to support what we do here on the channel, consider becoming a channel member or pressing the thanks button. It all gets reinvested in the channel and certainly helps out a lot. Enjoy your Christmas and New Year, and I shall hopefully see you next time. Ta for now.